For the second consecutive year, I'm spending New Year's Eve at a cabin in northern Minnesota, and for the second consecutive year, Michigan falls in the college football playoff semifinals. And man, all these years, we kind of get these semifinal matchups that really aren't great games, but finally, we get a hell of a contest between TCU and Michigan. And man, when you kind of put everything together, because there's a lot to really break down in this game, why Michigan came out on the short end, why TCU came out so hot, why they finished strong, all of that stuff. But Michigan just not playing Michigan football, I really think is what it came down to, because you look at turnovers, 2 pick sixes, a fumble on the goal line, that's 21 points down the drain for the University of Michigan. And you can say that, but at the same time you have to say TCU doing an outstanding job at taking advantage of those turnovers. Although Michigan did, they did not play a Michigan style of football game, this is exactly the game that TCU needed to play. They needed to get up early. They needed to capitalize on turnovers, and I tweeted it. They needed to score touchdowns and not kick field goals. We've seen it again, a couple of teams against Michigan this season where they're kicking field goals instead of scoring touchdowns. When they get inside the 35, they get inside the 30-yard line, and they end up coming up short in those games. Not TCU. They really proved. They proved to me. They proved to everybody else. They proved to the country that they are a national championship caliber team. No question about that. This was not your typical Michigan football game. This was a Michigan team that was matched at the point of attack by TCU, right? They tried to run the football, but more as this football game went on, I think Michigan realized that this ain't going to be the day. It's going to have to be J.J. McCarthy that is going to have to beat them over the top. That's going to have to beat TCU over the top. It wasn't the running game. I really thought Michigan was going to be able to line up and be physical at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage and really be able to run the football. Huge props to TCU saying, we're tough, we're physical, we can handle the Big Ten style of play, because they proved that. They proved that they can score points at a Big 12 level. They proved that they can be tough at the Big 10 level. This is a fantastic team at TCU. So now after the loss, where do we go from here for Michigan? This was supposed to be the team right after last season's drubbing in the Orange Bowl in the college football playoff semifinals. They were supposed to come back this year, win the Big Ten championship again, check that box, beat Ohio State again, check that box, and now yet falling in another big-time bowl game. Jim Harbaugh has yet to go outside of the Big Ten and really make a big name for himself against the national levels, against teams from other conferences. So here we are again. You can talk about Blake Corum being injured. You can talk, about this guy or that guy, or not being able to do this or not being able to do that. But at the end of the day, Michigan needs to find a better way to win these football games. Michigan just needs to find a way to win a football game like this. There's going to be a lot of kind of looking in the mirror, about certain parts of their football team after a game like this. And I know there were expectations to get to the national championship, and I know there were expectations to win the national championship this year, possibly get revenge on Georgia in that championship game. But they just still aren't there. I said 1 year ago tomorrow, I said they're just not there yet. And they've proven yet again that Michigan just isn't there yet. Michigan can play really good football within their league. Michigan can play really good football in the Big Ten. They can bully people around at the line of scrimmage, and they can win those types of games against Big Ten opponents. They've proven time after time, year after year, when they get outside of the Big Ten on these national bowl games, these New Year's Six bowl games, on a national stage, that's when they don't exactly match up that well against their opponent. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say I'm rooting for TCU to bring it home. Maybe not if they play Ohio State, but if Georgia is able to top Ohio State, I really want TCU to bring this one home. At the end of the day, it was Michigan not playing Michigan football because they needed to control the clock, they needed to control the line of scrimmage, and that's what they needed to do. Just couldn't get it done. Big props to TCU. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment below what you think Michigan needs to do to take that next step. I'm Big Ten Ted, and we'll see you in the next one.